Raneo, Diana.
Chamke. Deborah. Amne tu kale chicks.
Ya, kichomeke kabisa.
Amne big afka.
Chomeke big afka.
Mi komie.
Kimi komie.
Ani tuga.
Chomeke tuga.
Ani huku ni aje?
Ngokaik.
The chickens.
The chickens are doing good. Yes.
Welcome to another episode of
The Two Kale Chicks.
Asaitete. So good to see you.
I tell you.
It's been
a few weeks.
But let's start at the very top. We are celebrating
1 year anniversary
1 year of podcasting.
Yes.
Can
we say God is good?
God is very good. Can you believe we are here?
Yes.
What has it taken?
It has taken discipline and consistency.
Even when we didn't want to do it.
Even when we didn't want to do it. Like, for example, today, to be honest,
the weather is not at its level best.
It's not. And some of me was not really geared to doing it. But you said, let's do it, sis. And I was like, why not?
Because guess what? Esther is waiting to hear from you.
Yes.
All your Tuma fans on YouTube who are out there.
Thank you.
When is the next episode
coming
out?
Guys. Thank you.
And we would be remiss if we did not stop to celebrate the year because it has taken. We are career women. We are mothers. We are spouses or partners. We are in the community. We are choir members. We are everything in between. But yet, this is our therapy.
This is our therapy.
How do you say therapy in Kikale?
Therapy.
just
I've met it. Yeah. Can you say it with a straight face? You cannot be laughing when you are saying serious things like therapy.
This is the thing. In Kale, whenever you want to turn anything into a Kale word, you just add an accent at the end. You know?
Yes.
Manango eat.
Kurget. You don't use meset.
It's meza in Kiswahili, but you add the et. What was that line you were telling me about? Something about laughter and death. It's something.
Oh yes.
It's a saying.
It's a saying. Tupcha roriot agmet.
Okay. Roriot is
laughter. And met is death. So tupcha roriot agmet is death and laughter are closely related.
How and why do you think that? Like, why?
So sometimes how sometimes you can have dark humor where you're going through something that is so serious that you can't really do anything but laugh about it. Yes.
Yeah.
So then you just say, you know what,
and I brought this up because you give me these random things on and I just be minding my business. I love the name, and I'm like, okay, wait. Let's go back and explain to me, the viewer, what you are saying. But that was our Kale phrase for today. Tupchot is
related or brothers, or sisters, right? Yeah.
Again, Tupchot, Roriot, Ag,
Met. Tupchot, Roriot, Ag, Met.
Yeah. So in case you don't know what to say, if you want to translate a word from Swahili to Kale, just add the ed at the end.
Yeah.
So
that's Diana's formula of learning Kale.
What percentage do you think I'm correct?
About
20%.
About 20%.
Yes.
But you know what? We don't aim for perfection, progress. And so I'm gonna say she's doing a good job.
To our loyal followers who can give us some verbiage in there, feel free. But we'd like to say a big thank you to all of you for keeping us going for a year. Sometimes we are like, maybe okay, it's run its course, but you come back and you say, where's the next episode? What are you discussing next? We got a lot of feedback from last month's episode that we talk about life transitions. We talk about retirement. Retirement was a big one. I don't know if we should.
I think we still have a lot to talk about retirement because yes, yeah. Are you ready? Are we ready?
I think it becomes real when you get those AARP letters. So I still have some time before I get there.
Yeah, because and then another thing that came about when we talked about that is estate planning. You know, a lot of people haven't really put in writing what they would like done with their properties,
their lives, their documents. I have a friend, and I hope I'm not letting any cat out of the bag, but when her mother passed away and they went to clean her house, they realized she was the keeper of the entire village documents. So she had every sort of, and now the task is to find the owners and give them back. Because she was the trusted one to keep them. But if you don't give instructions about what
to do with these things. Yeah, so that's important. But a lot of times, especially in our culture, a lot of people don't want to talk about these things because
they're taboo.
I don't even know if they're taboo, but I think and especially I want to say the generation of our parents and older is people feel like if you talk about what is to be done after you are gone, and when I say gone, I mean after you die, it's almost like you're saying you're going to die. And of course, we are all going to die. We are all headed there.
Sooner or later.
Yes. But it's like saying, I'm dying soon. Like you're calling death.
Yes. And I feel like that's where the taboo is, because even as we discussed last time, back in the day, and even in just the recent past, not too far back, whereby there are still no markers for graves because it's a non-talked about thing.
Yes.
Like, let's just be done with it. And it's almost like, not that the person didn't exist, but you can't talk about the past. Like, you can't talk about the bygones. But sometimes we leave in the wake of all that a lot of unfinished business because you don't want to talk about it while you're here. You can't do anything about it while you're gone. What happens? Then either one, people are fighting for whatever you had, or two, they have to sort of figure out what needs to be done with their stuff.
Yeah. And I think my take on it is, we have to realize that even if you have, let's say you have 3 children, or, all these 3 children have a different perspective of what you would have wanted, because they experience you differently as a child or as
your relationship with each is different.
So that's why there's always there might be some conflict, and that's why it helps to have a document or some sort of direction as to what your wishes were. So that's really the advice I have, is we need to normalize talking about these things.
Your wishes.
Because it just kind of gives a peaceful transition.
Yeah. And there's some that are even a lot harder, because for those of us we had a conversation with one of our friends whereby there are homes where you don't even want to discuss about what happens after you're gone. So it creates a problem, because some people want to be buried here, some people want to be buried at home, some people want to be cremated to save the expenses, some people want to be like there's all these things people want to, like I saw. Do you remember when Bishop Tutu died?
I'm laughing because this hit home in a funny way.
Why?
About this cremation thing and all that. Yeah. Because anyway,
what's the funny thing of it?
Because I think people
I know it's not the norm.
It's not the norm.
Yes.
Yeah, because you'll find, like, in some families, and when I laugh, there's a reason. You might say that you want to be cremated, but once you're gone,
we can do anything to you.
They might, be like, you're gone, so who's gonna cremate you? You're gone.
Yeah. In as much as it
because they don't
like
believe that. Because are you gonna resurrect if you're cremated?
When Christ comes, when Christ comes back, just like the dust turned into bones, maybe you might come back. Okay. But even regardless, right? Forget about even resurrection. Once you're gone, you're gone. Like, there's no...
Why am I forgetting about resurrection? Anyway, I'm just kidding, Diana.
All we are saying is put your affairs in order, and there's no age for you to put those in order.
Yes.
Like, you don't have to wait till you're 40 or 50 or 60. You should just always have a plan, even if it's written. And then, you know what I found out that's very interesting that people are doing now? They no longer want written ones because they feel like people are forging those. They want actual video evidence, whereby you can go to your lawyer, sit there and record yourself giving your wishes, so that it's like, yeah, that's your voice, that is your face, that is you who said that, and nobody said it in your place.
Wow, that's interesting.
Nobody can refute that. If you sit there and say, this is what I want to do, how are you going to refute it? But these other ones of people, that's not a real way.
Because, you know, sometimes you might get like 10 different versions of somebody's will.
Was it you that I was telling this week of the lady from Britain, London, who was with a man for 17 years and they had 2 children? They were not married, but they were partners. They had 2 kids that age, and the man unfortunately passed away because of cancer. And when he went to be buried home, they took his body home, but when she got home, she was refused to get into the funeral.
Why?
Because the family felt like they're not married, so why should you be there? And legally, she was not married to him. She just stayed with him. So she had no say and control whatsoever. So the older son was allowed to go in. Her and the younger kid could not go. They said she could not go in, and she said if she's not going in, her child cannot go in because the younger one is a little smaller. So she had to stay outside. She was busy not writing, but
which country are they from?
Kenya.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
But you know what? Sometimes, I think...
Okay, let me give you another caveat. The man had said, from what I know, I believe, he wanted to be cremated. He really didn't want to come home, but the family insisted that they wanted him to come home.
Oh, so he said, but he didn't put it in writing.
He did not put it in writing. So it was her word against what they thought he might need.
Oh, wow.
So
but you see, that's cruel.
To whom?
It's cruel for his family to
the wife and the
deny her,
quote unquote, wife and the kids.
Yeah.
But if you don't put your wishes in place,
things like those can happen.
At the very least, they say put a will together, even if you don't do anything else.
Yeah.
There's other things, power of attorney. You know, who can decide what to do with your stuff. They always tell us every year, make sure your 401k and whatever has the proper beneficiaries. If the person you put there is no longer with you or whatever, the money can just go to whoever is written on there. So if they're no longer with you, somebody could be eating your money, they will find them. Or if the person has passed away, the money goes to the state or whatever.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. There's a lot to it that you have to, and especially if you have children, it's worth really, thinking about and understanding that it is a thing that is uncomfortable, but is necessary.
Yeah, and now that you mentioned children, back to the topic about retirement, in a lot of time, a lot of people think that your children, or I don't know let me not say a lot of people think, but some people may think that their children are their retirement plan.
Sina makofi nini naweza weka hapo ndio niseme ding.
Shock on you.
Especially if you are kids in the diaspora or who are born here and don't ascribe to your cultural beliefs of what that is, you will find yourself where?
Somewhere.
Okay, and this leads to something again I was talking to you about this week, whereby social capital is what you really need to focus on. What is social capital? Social capital is how you invest in your relationships, how you serve your community, how you are with whatever that community is, how are you involved in it, and what are you giving into it, which will become what you will need later to reap from.
Yeah, is that what they call your network? Your net worth?
Correct.
Your network is your net worth.
Net worth. Yes. Meaning, you can decide to be an island by yourself for a long time and not do anything, and then when the rubber hits the road, what happens? What have you given to be able to call in those favors?
Yes.
You, for example, you're the mayor of the town.
You are the mayor of the town.
Deborah, listen to me. You are minding your business on a Sunday. You decide, oh, I like this dress I'm wearing. Let me post it. What happened?
Oh, did you have to bring that up?
Okay, that's social capital, but that's what I'm talking about. And guess how many... Okay, would you consider yourself a person who can go and live by yourself and just be quiet and not worry about what I am doing, somebody else is doing, what they're doing, whatever? Would you?
No.
And why do you think that is? Was it something you grew up with? Is it instilled in you? Or do you think it's just you're born with? Either you're born with it or you're not.
I think I grew up that way.
You grew up that way.
Yeah.
Your house was the house where everybody gathered.
Yes. Yeah. My home was always. We always. That yeah.
Used to feed people.
What do you mean we used to feed people?
Food always bring people when they hear Deborah. Let's not even go far. Let's go right here to where you are.
Food is a uniting factor.
It's a uniting
we love
part.
food.
You have to open.
Amitwagik.
Okay, that's the word for it.
Amisye. RSVP. Rurto supu viazi ak panyek. Did you know that RSVP is a Kali word?
Okay, wait. You've thrown so much at me that I don't know where to start. Okay, wait once again. RSVP. For normal people, that means reply, like send your response back about something. I don't know what the actual wording is.
Yes.
But you found out there's a...
It's a Kali word.
Kali word, okay?
Rurtos.
Rurtos is you translate. In Eva, it's cooking. It's cooking.
Yeah.
Okay. Rurtos.
Subuk.
Okay. I
Soup.
told you. If you don't know what to put, just add an accent at the end. Subuk. Soup.
Viazi.
Potatoes. Spell viazi.
V. I was like, which one? Should I shrub it or VI? VIASIK. Viasik.
And P.
Panyek.
Panyek is meat.
Yeah.
Oh, Rutos. Okay, so basically, the soup, the meat, and the potatoes
will be cooking. There in plenty. So you better come. Better be there.
Did you make this up? Where have I been?
You were not there. I thought that's why you showed up.
Yeah, just and you're always trying to feed me. Dana, where are you? Popeye, I've made pancakes. I'm like, Deborah. No, but it's that social capital for you. You checking in on people to see how they're doing. That social capital. You getting that feeling like, oh, I haven't heard from this person. Let me, whatever. It's social capital. Can it be exhausting at times?
Checking on people. I don't think it's exhausting because if it's in your nature. Mm-hmm. But I want to say that sometimes the person who's always the one checking on people sometimes needs to be checked on.
Okay, true. Yes, I agree. They need the same amount. They need to be. It's a two-way street.
Yes. But I think, especially like being an extrovert, there's
you are an extrovert?
Oh, well, I have periods of being an introvert.
In the morning?
In the evening. In the morning, I'm an extrovert.
Okay.
So, but especially like when you're always upbeat, there's always, sometimes people assume that you're happy all the time.
Which is not true.
Mm-hmm. There are moments also when you may be down.
Yes. And it's
so hard to maybe ask for help or even,
And people like that, who you and I kind of are, it's very hard for us to ask to be checked on or to ask for help.
Yes.
Like, it's just like, why should I always come to you and I check on you? Why should I ask you to check on me, kind of thing?
Yes.
It's a bad habit that you're trying to get out of.
Yeah, and I think that's why the tools that we've learned in the past few years are really helpful. Just kind of being honest about our feelings and journaling and that the feelings wheel. Sitting in your feelings for a little bit. And then not dwelling so much on the negative. Yeah.
Again, I was talking to you the other day and I was at a Wendy's, and in the same spirit of you talking about people who who check on others like to be checked on. But I went to the window and this old guy, he's probably in his 60s, he said, "You are so beautiful." And I just, I stopped. And I was taken aback. Literally, I was so taken aback. I was like, "Excuse me." He said, "You're so gorgeous." And it made me stop and think, like, why did that take me aback? Why can't I receive compliments? Why am I shocked to receive a compliment? Because other people will be like, "Oh, thank you." But me, I was just like, saying,
you're like, what do you want?
Exactly. I was like, "Sir, I'm married." And you're 60. But he was so genuine about it. But we do that all the time.
Yeah.
If somebody tells you you're beautiful, you're like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, or somebody tells you, "Oh, your hair looks good." You're like, "Oh,
this old thing."
Yeah, this old thing.
Or you look nice, you're very, "Oh, I've had this for years. I've worn it so many times. Or I bought it off the rack at Ross or whatever." So Ross is kind of talking about the house negative light.
Oh, no, there's nothing wrong with the Ross.
No, about me talking about it in a negative
light.
Yes.
Yeah.
It needs
But I
to
think
be upheld at high standards in a household. It's the beacon of light.
Oh, okay.
So I can't.
Yeah, but I think what you're trying to say is we need to normalize receiving compliments.
Yes, like Deborah,
and
beautiful.
We need to just, if you don't have anything to say, just say thank you.
It's not a matter of saying anything to say. Just accept it and say thank you. You don't need to add anything. You don't need to subtract anything. If somebody gives you a compliment or saying something nice about the work you've done, it's very hard to do that.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard to sit there and take that. I don't know. Maybe we haven't been. That's not how we grew up.
And I think it's because I don't know how it was. How was it in?
I'm trying to think about how it was. If you did.
Yeah, because I remember when we first came to this country and we were going for our job interviews. When I went for my first interview, I thought that I had to be humble.
Okay.
Like, not humble. Okay, not humble. Maybe, yeah, I think that's, that's in my mind. I had to present as humble and modest.
Don't speak too much.
Yes,
there.
like don't siringe, like, just
don't market yourself too much.
Don't market yourself too much, because that's bragging.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, the thing is, there are 100 other people looking for the same job.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I learned with time that the idea is to stand out.
So there's a thin line between standing out and bragging.
Yes. So now it's like, yeah, I can. If you ask me, I'm like, yes, I'm the best. You can do
voiceovers.
Yes, I'm the best at my job. I can give the best injections.
But be truthful.
Nitakudunga injection vizuri. Upone.
But do be truthful so that if it's time to be doing one, you can actually come through with the...
There's YouTube, and I'm just kidding. Listen, I'm joking.
For all intents and purposes, this is a trained nurse. She knows what she's doing.
Thank you. Yes, Thank you.
Me, on the other hand, I will YouTube it and you'll be in trouble. So you may not want to consider taking my advice on those things. Maybe go with Deborah. Maybe go with Deborah. But yeah. So we really didn't have much to really say. We were just coming to do a little recap of some things we have learned. Let's normalize speaking about matters that are uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
That they may be uncomfortable now, but they'll save a whole lot of pain
later.
In the future,
yeah.
Right? Especially for your, those close to you, or just let your wishes be known.
Yeah. I think there's that saying that we were taught in class 5: a stitch in time saves 9. Remember that?
You were taught in what class?
Standard 5.
What did you use it for? Like what?
Like if you mend a problem soon enough, it will save you a lot of trouble
later.
Don't
have a problem?
Diana, can you just go with the flow? We are about to fight. Oh.
I want you to say.
Can someone call 911?
You are the 911. Yes, but let's deal with those uncomfortable situations so we can save a stitch in time.
Yes, exactly.
A rolling ball gathers no moss.
Let's see if you know Kiswahili.
No, please. I draw the line somewhere.
Mutaka cha mvunguni.
I love it.
You see? Do you want a Kale one?
No. What was that you said? Tube chart. Roriot ak me.
Tube chart me.
Okay, that was my it for today. I don't have to go back again.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was one. So let's normalize talking about uncomfortable situations. Number 2, let's normalize receiving compliments because you're worth of those compliments. And try to normalize giving out compliments, not just sitting and receiving everything.
Oh yes.
If
you're
you see
right.
somebody looks good, tell them they look good. You could change the whole day. You thought about somebody and wanted to do something, just do it. Just you don't know what people are facing. And, it could make the difference between how bad of a day they're gonna have and how nice it was going to be.
I just had a thought about how sometimes we say we are so intent on telling the truth, right? Like, I'm a truthful person, and you wanna be truthful to your friends and tell them everything about you dress this way or whatever. But I think we should always be kind.
Kind is better than always being right.
So we should always be kind.
Say that in Kikale.
Always be kind.
Always be kind. Is that the word for kind? Who can tell us? Who in Mrs. We need to get Mrs. Ergon or somebody. Somebody tell us. Always be kind in Kikale.
Always be kind. Tala ito. Tala. Egu tala. Saita getugul.
Okay, yeah. Just say that. Tala getugul is all times.
Yeah, right? Tala is kind of peaceful and kind. It's kind of synonymous. Yeah. Okay. So egu tala in saita getugul. So that you're not just always so blunt, and I have that is my weakness.
You think you're blunt?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, question. Do you think I'm blunt?
No.
Really?
Well, listen, I'm practicing kindness. Guys, our loyal listeners, that is a demonstration of practicing kindness
and compliment giving. So she just gave me a compliment. What I have been told is opposite. You're being kind. You're being tala. Okay, good tala. Okay, and then lastly, social capital matters. Your network.
Don't be an island.
Don't be stingy. Don't be stingy with your presence.
Actually, now that you've mentioned that topic, the next time we're going to discuss about boundaries, because in as much as we want to have social capital,
let me ask you a question before you do that. How many WhatsApp groups are too many?
We'll discuss that.
Because that lends to boundaries and social capital. Because you can be social capital and be everywhere.
We're going to talk about that next time, guys.
Yeah. But must you be
everywhere?
Guys,
we're going to talk about that. Do you have to be everywhere?
Doing everything.
Doing everything.
Speaking on everybody.
What are you trying to say something? But anyway, so Egutalawe Diana. Yes. Thank you so much, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been awesome talking with you guys. Bongwe missing.
Yeah,
we will talk with you soon.
Some people are about to celebrate Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So Thanksgiving is a holiday that is very much celebrated in the United States of America, which is equivalent to Christmas.
Yes.
And people are going to be gathered with their families, eating a lot of food, hanging out, all that stuff. So, wishing you all a very, very happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
With love from the two
Kale chicks.
Chicks.
Kongwe ne ogot.
Bye-bye.
Bye.